Hello, friends. I am Malavika Shaw, and with me here is Sujata Malik. And we wanted to take a couple of minutes today to talk to you about spiritual response therapy. Spiritual response therapy is a wonderful, wonderful body of knowledge which has been left to us by a gentleman. His name is Robert Tetzler. He channeled it in the starting mid 80s, going into for about 20 years. Anyway, the reason why we want to talk about it is that we really would like to share this knowledge. I'm an instructor, and Sujata with me has been practicing this art of healing for more than 10 years now. And I just wanted you to hear from her what has been her experience. So I'm going to start off by asking Sujata. Sujata is a resident of Gurgaon, Greater Delhi area. So she's very accessible to everybody in India, certainly. So let me ask Sujata. The first question that I want to ask you, knowing that you have been working with a large number of people over the years, is first question is that how have you felt spiritual response therapy change you primarily over the years?
Okay, so good evening, everybody. I'm so happy to be here with you, Malbika. It's spiritual response therapy has actually been very, very life changing. I know whenever we do a modality or we go through a session, we always feel that, this has made a lot of changes in our lives. But spiritual response therapy has really gone or goes to that level where it brings about changes without being tangible, but really being tangible. So it just opens up greater avenues and opportunities, and somehow gives you that energy, or gives you that push to go ahead and actually make use of those. So for me, when I did SRT about nearly more than a decade ago, it just opened up a whole new way of being. And it's always something that I wished for or aspired, but I never knew that something like this could exist for me. So when I started seeing the changes through the clearing, through the conscious work that you guided me into, and then working with others, I think every clearing that I did just helped me to go further and further and further, and just open myself to whatever life was offering me, and moving ahead fearlessly. So
Yeah.
dropping those limiting beliefs, dropping those inhibitions, dropping those judgments that are invariably, a construct of the mind, and we don't know that we can live without them.
Yeah.
So
Wonderful.
that's how it changed my life totally.
So, would you be willing to share one or two cases that you have seen of major transformation in your clients that you have worked with?
Um, okay, so I can firstly speak of myself, because I was a person who was very limited in my thinking, always struggling for financial freedom. And I always felt that, my financial freedom is something which is going to come from outside. And my mind always limited me in living more openly in that aspect. And I was always struggling, because again there was this belief that you have to work hard, you have to study, you have to put in a number of hours of work and hard work. Only then you can be successful, you can be wealthy, you can be rich. But I think SRT broke that belief totally for me. So that's one aspect where I know that these beliefs showed up in my SRT clearing, and we cleared those beliefs, and it did open up so much for me. Also, I love to share another story of a lady who came to me, and she told me that she was wanting to get married, and she was in relationships, but somehow whenever she went into when the marriage was just going to happen, something happened very naturally, which did not allow her to go ahead into an intimate relationship. So when we really went into her clearing, we saw that from the past she had this vow to abdicate love and a vow to chastity and celibacy. And so we revoked that vow, and we took it to the lifetime that she had taken it, cleared it there, worked with her through the clearing, brought it to the present and cleared it here. And after that, she just opened up, and like within a year she got married. And I mean, to this date, she really thanks me for allowing her to release those vows, through this clearing of SRT. So that's one thing which I can never forget, because she always used to say, I have nobody to blame for those 3 times that she was going to get married. And, she had, if all the preparations had been done. In fact, the last time when she came to me, it was that her to be husband had gone to Kashmir to invite his parents. And then there were the Kashmir floods in that particular season, and nobody knew about him. So she had nobody that she could blame, and so the previous incidents also were the same. But it was actually this vow or this inhibition that was within her subconscious, which did not allow her to, open up. So that's one
Wonderful.
thing which I always remember and I love to share.
Yeah, wonderful. I just love that. This story about removing blocks, vows, and which will remove the blocks.
So I
That,
just wanted to share this, that, whether we are caught up in areas of our health or relationship or career, finances, or just times when we feel stuck on our spiritual journey, and the mind keeps questioning that, why is this happening? I'm doing all the right things. Why am I not able to move ahead in life? That's where I feel that SRT or spiritual response therapy helps us to identify those blocks. That's something really, really wonderful. We try to identify, but we are still caught in identifying those same blocks within our limitations. So we're never able to really widen our perspective. But when the pendulum shows us that these are the vows that you have taken, we could never even dream
yeah,
of these things, or these are the
yeah.
contracts that we hold. So then it just helps us to free ourselves and really live our lives.
So I just wanted to have you heard Sujata talk about the pendulum. So the spiritual response therapy is done with a dowsing instrument, and in this case, the dowsing instrument is a pendulum, which is nothing but amplifies the vibrations that we pick up, and it's a very amazing tool. And the other thing I just wanted to mention here is that um, the reason why we are able to move through all these blocks, etc., is because the spiritual response therapy really works with the agenda of the soul. And it tells us that whatever happens in our life over here, it's a part of the soul's plan, and the soul knows exactly how to move past it. And it'll show us step by step how to move in that direction. So, Sujata, thank you so much for being here. Let me talk to you a little bit about the SRT class. How easy or difficult did you feel that taking the course was for you, which was many years ago?
Yeah, 11 years ago, exactly 11 years ago.
Right.
29th of November was when we completed our SRT advanced class. So it was 11 years ago.
Okay.
So, see, since there is a lot of information that is there in the SRT class, in the beginning it could feel a little challenging, and a lot of information that we need to gather and go through. But the thing is that now I feel consciousness is so vast and the energies are so expansive that the alignment with whatever we are learning comes more from the energetic connection rather than the theoretical aspect of it.
Correct.
So, as through the years, I really feel that it's something that is just so it's something which is just so easily available and so easy to learn and practice, that once we just get the hang of it and we just hang in there, it just flows. You don't even need to pick up the pendulum is just there all the time.
Yeah, you internalize it. I'm so
Yes,
glad you spoke to that, because I remember soon after your class, once we were talking, and you told me that all, as I get started on the protocol, it seems like I don't even have to go through it. The clearing gets done. The energy has already moved. Am I doing something wrong? But this is exactly what you're talking about. The more we internalize it, the more we make it our own. It's almost like our body mind system itself becomes the dowsing device, and we just get to it. So this is one of the most exciting part why I like to encourage people to take the a class. So anything else you'd like to
Yeah,
share
also
about?
if I may add that, like in a lot of therapies that we do or a lot of modalities that we practice, we work with the conscious mind, with connecting to the conscious mind and trying to reprogram. But in SRT, actually, I always feel we go the other way around. We first connect to the subconscious mind with the pendulum, and then we work with the conscious mind with the person.
Correct.
That's been my experience, because the way I used to address, therapies was more going directly into the conscious mind and trying to change this habit, change this pattern, which was only just working again only in the limitations of the conscious mind. But with
Yeah.
SRT, I feel that first we clear. So the platform is now absolutely clear for you to now move ahead and go ahead and manifest, or, recreate or reprogram your mind in whichever way you wish to. Because the slate is now clear with the clearing that we do
Clear.
subconsciously.
Yeah. So wonderful. So to me, exactly, it feels like we've cleaned the slate. Now you can rewrite the same old programs,
Hmm.
or do
Yes.
some conscious work so that you don't,
Yeah.
or you just follow this in every time. Just look at it carefully, and it just opens things up.
Yeah.
So thanks so much. Hey, I just want to talk about our forthcoming class for a moment. Um, Starting in, well, there'll be classes um, periodically, but the next one is scheduled in January of 2001 or 21. It would be a wonderful way to get the year started for anybody who's interested in a really in-depth spiritual work, something which sort of cuts through everything else. And I'm so glad to have you host such a class and participate as in the processing as we go through this wonderful new, well, it keeps getting new. Every time I teach the class, it seems like it's a new class. And I would love to have you and welcome all the students to those classes. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I feel it's just such a wonderful thing that you offer. And whoever takes it, or whoever, connects to it, is definitely something that is there, that you are ready to let go of and open up for yourself. So yeah, really, really, it's really starting afresh. And that's what this class brings to us.
All right. Thanks so much.